What is up, guys? My name is Chase, and I don't know why I randomly wanted to start collecting 3DS games, but here we are. Gosh, eBay is so dangerous because there are so many options to buy. I genuinely can't tell you why I recently started looking up 3DS games. Maybe it's just that I didn't really appreciate the 3DS as much as I should have. Maybe it's because with the 3DS and Wii U eShops closing soon, I want to make sure I get all the games I can. I don't know, I'm complicated. But yeah, so I've been going down this rabbit hole of trying to acquire 3DS games in 2022, and boy, it's interesting. No, it's genuinely interesting to me to see what games are worth more than others. For example, one of the most costly games out there, I think, for the 3DS is probably like Kirby Planet Robobot. That one usually goes for like $50 US. Also, Luigi's Mansion doesn't really go for a high price, but it is usually hard to find a copy of Luigi's Mansion for 3DS for whatever reason. And not Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, but the GameCube, the Luigi's Mansion remade on the 3DS. So it's been interesting to see, like, you know, all the prices of these 3DS games today, now with the Switch and everything. I feel like I know why some of these 3DS games are a bit harder to come by. You know, there was a point during, like, I want to say 2016, 2017, when I feel like quality control for the 3DS kind of went down. Especially when the Switch came out, Nintendo was very transparent about wanting to support both the Switch and the 3DS. And obviously, these are two completely different hardware, so I always felt like with 3DS games, you are going in expecting to have some corners cut. The graphics aren't going to be very good. The longevity of the gameplay itself probably won't be as long as like a major home console game. So when they were releasing, you know, just like random like Miitopia or Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story on the 3DS, meanwhile on the Switch you had games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Breath of the Wild. I think it definitely made the line clear between what is a handheld game and what is like a major home console game. But of course it gets even more complicated than that because the Switch is both a home console and a portable. Not gonna lie, I feel like I'm kind of rambling now, but the point I'm trying to make is that I feel like later in the 3DS's life, a lot of people stopped sort of caring about the games that Nintendo were releasing in favor of the Switch. Especially with the games they were outputting, like, you know, as I mentioned, Miitopia, or even just like Luigi's Mansion 1 Remake, or Kirby's Epic Yarn Remake, or Yoshi's Woolly World Remake. A lot of the late 3DS games were remakes, surprisingly. I don't know, for me, that's just when I fell off of the 3DS, when it was just like, okay, a lot of these games on the 3DS are just a fraction of what I could get for an actual home console. And because of that, I believe the last game I ever bought on the 3DS, like on launch day, was Super Smash Bros. Which is so crazy because I feel like this game came out forever ago. 2014, so 8 years ago. That's crazy. I think this was like the last 3DS game I ever bought. So yeah, I've been just going back and finding some late 3DS games that I missed out on. For example, Mario Sports Superstars, which is a terrible game from what I hear. Apparently this is not a good sports game, but I don't know, it's fun to have this. I definitely did not get to appreciate some of the later 3DS games. So there's an update as to what I have been wasting my money on recently. 3DS games. I think once I get my 3DS collection to a point where I'm like pretty satisfied with it, I'll probably do like a 3DS game collection video. As much as I am like a video game collector, I do have plans to try out all of the games that I buy eventually. It does mean that my backlog is just like a giant list, but I do plan to play all of these games at least once. Anyway, this was just a random little 3DS video, you know, gotta support our 3DS. Feel free to let me know some of your guys' favorite 3DS games in the comments. If you want to see more of my Nintendo videos, feel free to check them out below. For now, thank you so much for watching. My name is Chase, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.